The goosebumps.
Preserve them before they could just bomb everything all at once.
90% of those people were innocent civilians.
Our visit to Hiroshima was one of our most educational and emotionally gripping travel experiences ever. We came here thinking we'd learn about the Japanese perspective on World War II, but we left learning something much more unexpected. A realization that quite literally sent shivers down our spines.
Wow, so this is our first minute out in Hiroshima, and it's still a bit rainy, unfortunately, which really makes you not want to go out.
We've been traveling for a long time now, and it was really nice yesterday when we arrived to just be able to sit inside and not have to go outside because it was raining. And just as we said that, it started pouring again. I'm really wishing I would have brought an umbrella today.
We're taking refuge from the rain at Koko Ichiban. This has been the most reliable place for a filling, decently nutritious vegan meal on this trip.
Hiroshima was really the destination on this trip that I was the most weirdly interested in. I was very excited to come here. And it's not that we want to engage in like disaster tourism or whatever. It's just like getting to see a place that suffered such an immense tragedy and has actually moved away from it. I think it's just really cool to see it. If you're not a regular viewer of my channel and you don't know, we just want to clarify, we're from Sweden. We're not from the US. I don't know if that changes things, but just so you know. But of course, it's important to remember that the winners write history. So that's always what we're taught, right? From that perspective. So we're here to maybe see the other side as well.
So if you're loyal to our channel, you'll know that gongcha, or bubble tea in general, is my life drink. My blood is 50% pearls. But in Japan, we've abandoned bubble tea for matcha lattes. The sweeter, the better.
Oh my god, the sun is coming out and someone is singing to the heavens.
That's when we reached ground zero.
All right, so this is actually pretty crazy because we're approaching ground zero of where the atomic bomb actually struck. It was at the site of this hospital. I'm not entirely sure if it was a hospital when it struck. It was supposed to strike 250 meters or so away from here. We're gonna go there later as well. So now this is sort of like a site. Just seeing this hospital, it's kind of grim.
Okay, the goosebumps. This is so horrifying and insane. 3,000 to 4,000 Celsius.
It says most people in this area lost their lives instantly because the temperatures were just too high. Just like standing here and looking out towards the sky and imagining an atomic bomb just like descending on you and exploding above you. Like it's just like I can't even fathom the horror.
Up to 160,000 people died from the atomic bomb just in Hiroshima. 90% of those people were innocent civilians, and it was less than 80 years ago. That's what's so crazy.
That's the craziest
My grandma is 94. She was a teenager when this happened, and the even crazier thing is that doesn't this just feel like such a thing of the past? And the fact that we're still living with nuclear threats, there's still so many wars. Yeah, there's insane world leaders still starting conflicts to this day when no one wants it. We knew that visiting Hiroshima would be an emotional experience, but we had no idea just how much it would affect us. Keep in mind that all these clips share our in-the-moment reactions and reflections from being in such an emotionally charged place.
And from there, we're approaching the remains of the Industrial Promotion Hall, which has become like a war memorial essentially for the atomic bombing. It's really harrowing seeing the remains from it because you can really imagine what everything around here looked like just after the bomb struck. That's just the physical structures, never mind the, human casualties.
Wow, it's so beautiful and symbolic how there's not only a huge tree growing here now, but the tree is actually covered in little other green sprouts.
I just realized that I've been using so many euphemisms, like I was like human casualties, but it's like that really just doesn't convey what actually happened here. I I think one of the craziest things is that as we were walking around Hiroshima, the thing that stuck out to me the most about it was how normal everything felt. Like, it just felt like we were in any other city in Japan. And then all of a sudden, when you come here to where all the atomic bomb memorials are, all of a sudden it feels like this is not at all a normal place. And it feels like you're just being transported back to that time. Everything just gets so real all of a sudden.
This right here is the bridge they were aiming for, so they got pretty close.
From the Peace Park, we walked to the Peace Memorial Museum. Most of the contents inside were too graphic for YouTube, but let's just say it was an incredible museum that definitely got its message across.
Okay, we've just sat out here for 15 or so minutes. That's one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I left feeling very angry, honestly, because I'm like, how is it that after this has happened, so many people have died, so many people suffered from it, we still live in a world where the only way we can prevent nuclear war from breaking out, literally, is by all superpowers having nuclear arsenal. Like, it's just so crazy.
Yeah. But I feel like people our age, we don't really know what nuclear war even means or what nuclear bombs do. Like, that's what we learned in here. I had no idea that it basically burns your skin off. So many people who are living, you know, in the surroundings who didn't die immediately from just burning to ash, basically. Parts of their skin or their entire skin just burning off. So they were
or
literally
just like drooping off, like hanging and falling
so they
off.
literally rotted to death. People were getting diseases for years, like blood spots all over, that then just killed them. And the fact that nowadays, apparently, we have nuclear bombs that are over 600 times more powerful than what killed 150 or more thousand people here. It's understandable that countries don't get along, but to go that far, more people should come here and look at this, because once you've been here, you just pray for a world without nuclear weapons.
I feel like this is one of those places that everyone should visit.
It's a very big warning for the future, because we still have the weapons, just much, much worse, that created the destruction here. That could, you know, in 1 minute, we could all die. Nothing has changed. On that note, let's carry on. But yeah, you should come to Hiroshima just to see this, because it's an eye-opening experience.
Yeah. Another thing that's just so crazy that I just have to add, learning about how they chose Hiroshima and Nagasaki for the bombings. One of the primary reasons basically was that most other cities that, you know, weren't chosen, like Tokyo, for example, had already been so heavily firebombed that, you know, there was basically nothing left of importance. And so ahead of dropping the A-bomb here, the US basically banned any bombing of these cities because, you know, they wanted to preserve them before they could just bomb everything all at once. It just sounds so mathematical and calculated, and it's like you're not dealing with human lives at all. Just so far removed from any kind of emotional attachment whatsoever.
We went back to our hotel that night feeling awful, to be honest. Hiroshima is one of those places with a history that you can only fully understand and feel once you've been there in person. But an important thing to keep in mind is that life goes on, and Hiroshima sure has managed to proceed from the devastation of 1945. The following day, we would see a much less heavy side of Hiroshima.
Good morning, it is a new day, and it's very cold today and very windy most of all.
Oh my god, it's so cold. It's 13 degrees Celsius.
I mean, okay, coming from Sweden, it's not cold, but it's a lot colder than it's been.
We haven't been to Sweden in many months.
Yeah,
And,
but at least the sun is out today, so that's great.
Yeah.
And today we're doing something much more lighthearted. We're heading out into nature.
We walked back to the Peace Park, where we boarded a ferry for an island about an hour away from the city.
We bought our tickets here, and now it's time.
ferry out to Miyajima Island.
You can enjoy the view from the rear deck. However, as tide levels are high now, you cannot go on the rear deck due to security concerns. Your cooperation is highly appreciated. Thank you.
We have arrived.
Oof, that boat ride was quite something. It was super choppy and took twice as long as it was supposed to. The worst thing was that the man in the row behind us was clearing his throat and sniffling the entire ride. And I was just like, it was so disgusting. And his girlfriend wasn't saying anything about it. I was just like, this man needs to be thrown overboard. We both just screamed. We're so happy.
Oh my god,
You're here too.
what a nice surprise.
Oh my goodness.
These are even cuter. They're so small.
The main draw of Miyajima Island is this famous Torii Gate in the water, part of the Itsukushima Shrine, but we realized there's so much more to see out here, and we'll share a very important tip for visiting this well-known site in a minute.
So of course we came out here for the super famous Torii Gate that's out in the water, but we're quickly realizing that there's so much more to do out here. There's tons of temples and shrines, and it's overall just really beautiful to be out here.
Yeah, remove the people and it would be perfect.
Oh my god, that was such a good lunch. Just want to point out that we specifically asked for eggless tempura batter.
Yeah, which was
do that?
possible, which is great.
Yeah.
Using Google Translate. Now we're gonna take a bit of a nature walk.
We were supposed to take the cable car up to the top of the mountain today, but it's too windy, so it's not operating. So
Yeah. Oh, it's cold.
it's a bit cold. Sitting here trying to soak in as much of that Shinrin-yoku as possible.
I was gonna say Shinrin-yoku, you stole it from me.
Well, I said it first, so
You
who
did.
wins?
It's so peaceful and nice. We don't want to leave and go back to a big city.
Yeah,
Just
that's what
wanna
I'm
sit
thinking
here
too.
in nature.
Instantly all your worries just go away. Like, I don't know what it is about being in a concrete jungle, but
Yeah.
you're reminded of all the negatives in life sometimes. Oh my god, guys, we're back by the Torii Gate, and it's no longer high tide. And I was like, why are there people out by the gate? How's that possible? And then I was like, ah. So when you come out here, make sure you Google what the tide times are, because you don't want to arrive here and just see the most iconic site not in its full glory. Alright, so we're heading back. There were no direct ferries like the one that we took here on the way back, so now we're catching a short ferry and then we have to take the metro for the last bit.
It's our last day. Our last little stop is to check out Hiroshima Castle, and we just wanted to do this before heading to our last stop.
Wow, you really sounded so excited about the castle there.
It's actually very cool with this huge moat, but it's sort of a shame compared to some other castles that there's really ugly apartment buildings behind and in front. Oskar wants his
I want my oracle. Whatever that means, I guess it's like a fortune.
They have the written oracle inside of themselves. All right.
Here's my fortune. Let's see what's gonna happen to me. A written oracle number 2. Wait, how do I open it? Okay, it's literally impossible not to tear it.
I think you're probably supposed to.
Please hold. All right. Oh well. Oh, it's huge. Okay, how happy the dragon is when it's going up into the sky after having hidden himself in the depths for a long time. I'm coming for you. Your fortune, excellent.
Oh, wow.
Everything is promising. And if you are strong-willed, modest, and faithful, you're sure to get on in life. Patience is the best policy. Expected visitor. He or she will come. You'll hear from him or her. Okay? That is highly specific. Missing thing. It will be found at a high place. So maybe on top of a mountain? In heaven? Who knows? Travel. Oh, travel. It will pay well when you travel far away.
Oh no.
That's exactly what we don't want to be doing right now. Oh my god, okay, there's so much. I can't read all of this. But
As we were exploring the castle, suddenly we were treated to a performance of traditional Japanese Kabuki theater. We didn't get the full plot, but we're guessing it went something like this.
and just like that, it's time to leave Hiroshima.
What an amazing place. There's so much to see and do here. We could have spent way more time.
Yeah, such an impactful visit. Learn about history and the current state of things.
There's beauty, there's tragedy. We're really happy we came here, and we're really happy you came along.
And so on that note, we're gonna head even further south in the country and then have a really cool epic adventure, which is coming up in the next video. So until we see you then,
See you
around the world.
I'm Oskar.
And I'm Dan.
And we're on a mission to see as much of the world as possible during our youth.
So far, we've traveled to 100 countries to show that anyone can travel off the beaten path regardless of who they are.
However, we realized that constantly chasing new countries isn't necessarily the most fulfilling way to live life. So now we're finding a balance by exploring more of our favorite countries and seeing new places at a more sustainable pace.
We'd love for you to come along for the ride. See you around the world.